This is the Two Scrappy Chicks podcast where life is messy, the stories are real, and we dare to talk about it anyway.
Okay, Big Brother, 1000 episode. The 1000th TH episode. Okay, so the Blockbuster was a game and it was called Grand Cliptacular. So you had to match the moments from the Big Brother history with the correct answer. And it was Drew, Taylor, and Mallory because Lala used her power of veto. Drew won the Blockbuster, and when it came time for the vote, and I was kind of surprised because I thought it was Taylor they wanted out. But with a vote of 6-2, Mallory was evicted. And the two that did not vote for Mallory was Barrett and Melody. So now, because of this being the 1000th episode, there's a twist. And it's a new medieval theme. And it's based on the year 1000. So a new format is coming as far as the games for HOH, Blockbuster, and Power of Veto. And you must survive this new change in order to go in front of the jury. And another twist, uh, there will be a game played and it will end before the next live eviction. Um, I'm sorry. What I meant to say is the twist, one player's game will end before the next live eviction. And the live feed will be offline until Sunday's episode. So, yeah, that's a twist. There's like, what, 10 left? And this is done, what, October 1st? So, yeah, that was Big Brother. Hour and a half long. But I just wanted to give the key points. So yeah, if you're wondering why live feed is offline, that's because it's part of the I guess the new medieval theme phase because there was no TV back in medieval, right? Okay, well, this was a short one. So I wonder if I should include Let's Marry Harry, because I have just a few pages. You know what? I will. I will make sure it is in there in the title. Okay. So, real quick about Harry. Lots of drama between the girls, and oh, I banged him in the van, and this and that, and what were you laughing at? And yeah. So I just watched it, but I didn't bother writing anything down because it's like, who can keep track of who's fighting with who, right? So I will get to the part where Harry comes out. I think that was probably the best that I did write down notes for that. Apparently, um, when Harry and Amber went on their honeymoon, they went to several places and they were in Australia. And that's when Harry realized Amber was not his person. But also because this was filmed they're saying a year ago. I thought I read it was like November of 25. But when you do these shows, yeah, you got to be careful and not seen. So that was kind of difficult for Amber to, deal with that, but realize, yeah, that's part of the show. And Harry was trying to throw off people by filming with influencers and that and whatnot. But apparently um, him and Danelle talked, during the honeymoon. Amber knew. He made sure she knew. Well, then he texted her again weeks later saying that he was now single. And that him and Amber were not connecting. Okay, so it really got heated with Amber there. So Amber said he gaslit her, there was emotional abuse, and that he met his current girlfriend on their honeymoon. And then she called Danelle a effing homewrecker. And Danelle's like, well, you never checked on me. And then Danelle, okay, so then Amber's like, why didn't you ask me if we were not together anymore? And she goes, because we weren't friends. Why would I check in with you if Harry told me you broke up? So apparently she claims that they didn't, and maybe Harry and Danelle slept together, from what I think. I don't know. But she called her a homewrecker. Honestly, I think Amber was being we know Harry and his reputation, but man, was Amber coming hard for him. Like, in his face, looked at him the whole time, probably made the poor guy uncomfortable. So the host is like, let Harry talk. So Harry did, and he says, I don't think my person was here, and having to hide the relationship, after filming before it came out was hard. And then Amber said she had no regrets and that she's completely removed from this. She did go sit with the girls, and then they brought out Amanda, his ex-girlfriend, and then Sonny. And his friend Sonny and Amber got into it because he was telling her that she was using his grief against him. And then Abby was commenting about Harry, and that she says, we talk and text often, so they became friends. And she said she feels like a brotherly connection to him, which was nice. And she was grateful for the experience, and now she knows what to look for in a partner. And then at the end, Amber threw the ring at him. Here's your effing ring. And he was just like, okay. He didn't want no drama, no confrontational, but she's shorter than him, and she had to get into his face. And he's like, just go away. I mean, she said she was removing herself from this, but yet she just couldn't just stop. So yeah, and then in the end, after that, Harry was able to talk to the host with nobody around. And he, he didn't regret doing it, and like he said, his person wasn't there, and um, he does have a girlfriend now, but I don't know how serious he is. But yeah, was an interesting show to watch, and I hope Amber can heal from the hurt she experienced and move on quietly without saying anything else, because she was nasty to Harry, saying, "Don't you dare talk about me online or on a podcast or this social media and this and that." So if that's the case, then she should probably do the same. So she got to speak on the show how she feels. She said she's removed from that. So if I hear she's on a podcast or this or that, um, I'll be like, Amber, what the heck? You said you're removed from this. Move on. Supposedly she has a boyfriend now. So, okay. Well, that's it for Let's Marry Harry. And sorry I put these two together, but they were so short. Recap. Okay. Till next time. We really appreciate you hanging out with the two scrappy chicks today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, download, and share it with a friend. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, just let us know.